Hello everybody, Walter here. Welcome to episode 16 of my Oxygen Not Included Let's Play series with the Space Dot DLC. In the previous episode, we finished setting up our 9-headed Hydra and started working on a compact, infinite storage for all the different types of water that can be found in the game. We got pretty far already, and it shouldn't take too long to finish with that, so let's jump back to our colony and do just that. And here we are, back at our storage. Now the main thing that's still missing here is setting up those liquid filters here in the proper order with the proper liquids, and also making sure that we get a correct layering of the liquids in this area over here. But before I start working on that, I would like to make a little modification to the automation here. I thought a bit too complicated when I did this here. Essentially, I have 4 lines here, and those need to be insulated against each other. But that's already done via those 2 OR gates here, so I don't need the third one. So let me very quickly simplify this. Also, I might want to hide that at the top there a bit more. And then I'm just going to move the NOT gate over. And now I can get rid of all of this here and simplify it this way. Also, before I forget it, I need to set those here to the off state for right now. So the door for one is open, and for the other I don't get any liquids in here, since the order I need to prime those here is different than the order I need to start pouring those here in. And that's looking much cleaner already. So now it's time for the priming. The first liquid I need is polluted water, highest priority, auto bottle, and now my tubes can work on that. While they are doing that, I can continue with the pipe here. So let me quickly do this little zigzagging here, since I will have another quadruple storage right here. Then below that I will have a storage for just 2 liquids, but it's still 2 floors high. And then I need to go over all the way to the side here and then connect with this pipe over there. And just to make sure that I'm not getting anything unwanted in here for now, I'm disconnecting there. So, next up, let's go at the top there and let's put down some of those liquid bridges here. This one here will be a direct input for polluted water. And this one here will be a direct input for clean water. And this one here actually needs another bridge. And will be the input for saltwater. I don't have a direct source for brine right now, so I don't need that. But I might be able to add it later on if needed. So, this is the saltwater. It goes basically analog or parallel to this over here, all the way over there. And what am I doing? My goodness. So. And then I will get it from somewhere over here. Yep, there. But that is something for a bit later. Next up, the clean water goes also parallel up here and then in here. And then we have the polluted water, which for now also goes simply parallel. And then over to there. And yeah, let's snip this off and connect it like so. And once those pipes are built, I can start deconstructing those pipes here and also the sieve at the top there. And that's definitely enough polluted water. So I can now switch over to clean water, which is the next that needs to be inserted. And while I'm here, I might as well also disconnect for now the pipe here. I already have a decent amount of polluted water in here, but I still need to fill those liquid reservoirs here with some more polluted water. But that will come once I'm done with the priming. And that should be enough water. So once that is done, let's switch to saltwater, and we have a printable. So let's have a look at our printing pot. So some lime is always nice for steel production. So let's go with that. And now let's wait until we have some saltwater in there, and after that all that's left is brine. And that is the saltwater done. So as I said, last switch is over to brine. And then I'm pretty much done with those liquid filters here and can start working on the layering over here. So now that the liquid filters are all primed and we have a little bit of the different liquids in reserve, it's time to work on the layering here. And the important part here is that you get full layers from the bottom to the top. In case you have different gases in here, you would have to replace those tiles here with airflow tiles, so you can get the full layers. But in this case, I'm lucky I only have oxygen in here, so I can just continue as I do here. So as you can see, now I have one layer of brine at the bottom. Then on top of that, I put the salt water. Then on top of that, the polluted water. Again, full layers. And then lastly, the clean water, which also makes sure that the polluted water can't off-gas. And now, if you go into the liquid overview here, you can see I have nice layers here. And once each layer here has 500 kilograms per tile, all of those here will shut off again. And the door will open and my tubes have access to it. And can get it all out of one pitcher pump. So, now with those all done, I can also reconnect the pipe here. And yeah, this is still going to take a little while. I totally forgot the liquid bridges here. So that is not too hard to add here. Also liquid bridge here. And this one here can go. And yeah, with all of that, one thing I would like to do in the intermediate time, while my tubes are working on that, is getting rid of this and this building here. And replacing them with showers. And also in the schedule, I'm going to add some bath time to my tubes. So let's go with, yeah, 6 or so should be well enough. And then I can grab, as I said, my showers, place them in here. Yeah, let's make them out of gold, why not? And any moment now, I can replace that one here. Now the reason I'm doing this is I'm working on an achievement. And for that achievement, my dupes need to do one task per day that has a progress bar. Like cooking, for example, or building or something like that. Unfortunately, some of my dupes are spending their day just carrying stuff around and that doesn't have a progress bar. Fortunately, showering has, and if I give them enough time in the schedule, they will definitely take a shower during the day. Or at least that's the theory. But as I said, now I need to wait a bit until all of these pipes here have been built. So now with the pipes in place, it's time to work on a bit of a cleanup over here. So the first thing I want to do is snip this off. Then I can get rid of these pipes here. Also the sieve and the ladder down here. The wire I still need. How is the oxygen looking? Still a lot in there. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to add an emergency line here. That way, even if this one here runs dry and I don't notice it, my tubes won't get stuck in here without filled atmospheres. And those are again too warm. Yeah, the oxygen in the pipes is too warm. So, wait, I still have nature reserves? Okay, contrary to Great Hall, nature reserves even count wilted plants. That's good to know. Let's have a look. What can we print out? Some ice. Well, I have a lot, but why not? So, then, next up. A bit further down, we have the output of the metal refinery we still need to deal with. So, I'm just going to add a bridge there, connection there, and if I cut this off here, then the output here has priority over what is coming from the pump from below. Don't need this pipe anymore, as well as the valve. And that's the pipes more or less done. Let's have a look how is it down here. 125, 160. This is getting close to being cooled down. Or do I suspect there are still some leftover hot abyssal around? Yeah, here for example. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of digging just so I get all of the heat I can out of this. And once that is done, I can think about cooling this down the last few steps, and then I can finally clean up all of this. But for now, this is pretty much done. And the next part on the agenda is on the left here, this cool steam vent here, which I want to tame in the same vein as I did with the cool steam vent over here. The only difference is that the liquid pump will be on the right side. So let me very quickly set this up as I did over there. Just like that. Now I also need to dig this out. And I need a way in here with some liquid blocks. So let's have a look. Let's place one here. Another one there. Then I can get rid of a few of the buildings here. So and so. And for some naphtha, I need to place one here. And if I build this correctly, I will already have some water here, so I will not place that right now. Next, let's connect this to over here. Power is pretty simple, just straight over. But the pipes will be a bit more tricky, I suspect. So let's have a look. So let's see. I need the water in there, and I need the polluted water in the one at the back there. So let's cut this off here. And that gives me an idea. So let's say we connect this here. And we add some more bridges here and there. I connect this like so. Then I go over there, over here. And then I have the last one there. Yeah, that looks nicely symmetrical. That should work. Now I obviously need to make my way over here with some ladders. And also need to dig out all of the area around. And we just got another achievement. So let's have a look if it's the one I was working towards. Yep. Job suitability. For 10 cycles in a row, have every duplicant in the colony complete at least one chore while wearing an exosuit. So that's done. So I can now get rid of the two showers again. So let's make sure that is being returned to how it was. I also don't need any bath time anymore, which is rather nice. And of course I need to make sure my dupes can actually get out of here. So that might be a good idea. And we are close to getting a vacuum in here. And once I have vacuum and obviously clean out all of the area in here, I can then start working on closing this up. And yeah, then we are pretty much done with taming this cool steam vent here. And we're finished with this tamer here. Now next, let's have a look at the pipes. Yeah, obviously they are now all backed up because this storage here finally is completely filled up. So let's reconnect this here, and I had made a little mistake there a while ago. So now the filter here has priority over the other. Yeah, that's looking better already. So let's get rid of that. I also need to get rid of that while I'm here. So the flow works properly again. And this one here is now also full of polluted water. So let's get rid of that. And do I just want to pour this out? I think for now I'm just going to pour this out instead of having it stored in a liquid reservoir. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. So anyway, this is now all running, although I might want to disconnect here for a while until this pipe here is actually emptied out again, or my cooling of the tamers is no longer working properly. Okay, next on the agenda is taming this polluted water vent or geyser that's still hidden here. And for that, I'm going to start by building a little box around it. Yeah, like so. Then I need to get rid of this one here, and then I can put a pump in here. Some automation. So this here is always somewhat filled with water. And for the power supply, and then the liquid pipe. So like that. And then let's see, where do I need to go with that? Yeah, down here. Like so. Yeah, that should do the trick. Power obviously is also required. So do I... Yeah, let's just go over there. And now I also need to get in there. Something like that. I need to dig out all of this here. And now let's make sure this is all built with the highest priority. Or maybe not that at the back there. But the digging should also be prioritized a bit higher, I suspect. Yeah. Something like that here, and yeah, that should work. And this right here is the reason I wanted to have the box in place before I started digging out the polluted water vent here. Because as you can see here, this might be only at 30 degrees, but it's also full of food poisoning germs. And lots of them. So this is also the main reason I have the contamination chamber over at my liquid storage. So now that we have some space, I can build a liquid pump. And since this is at 30 degrees, I can go with copper. I don't need gold here. And once this is built and this one here is sufficiently filled with polluted water, I can then start closing this up. But while this is happening, I can start planning for the saltwater geyser down here. And I think I'm just going to continue with the pipe from down here. Then I need to get over here, and yeah, let's just add a bridge here, another bridge there. Then I can cut this off here. And then also at the top there. Yeah, that should work. Now I need to go over here, and that looks almost perfectly already. So let's very quickly make my way over. And again, I'm going to do pretty much the same I did at the vent above. Just going to build a box with just about enough space for a pump, which this time needs to be out of gold amalgam. And again, the where's it? Hydra sensor and automation. Yeah, that should work again. And this time I can even close this up at the back again already. So since this is already pretty much filled completely. Yeah, that should work. Then I need again some pipes. Let's do this the correct way. First out, then up. And for the power, I'll do this the same way, or can I? I don't want to get into that area over there, so I'm just going to look my way all the way over here. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, now I need to do the same I did at the top there and wait until my tubes have made their way all over to here. And while I was waiting, I noticed that this line here is backing up again for very obvious reasons, since this one here has priority. I want to avoid this little issue, and I don't want to do this manually from now on, so I'm just going to snip this off here and add a valve, which I will set to, let's say, 8 kilograms. That should be enough to deal with what is going through this pipe here, and shouldn't slow the emptying of this whole area down overly much. At least that's what I hope. And that is looking much better already. So now we should see, once that reaches all the way to this side here, this part here slowly but surely emptying again. And now, again, it's back to waiting. And it appears that we got enough data banks from analyzing our geysers to finish with our research. So now we have the blast shot, we have the jet suit, and we have, let's have a look, the meteor blaster. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, what are we going for next in research? I would like to have, yeah, let's go for the diamond press. You can never have too many diamonds. For that, I'm also going to have to reactivate the research station here. And you know what? This is getting a bit tedious doing this manually. I'm just going to connect this with the output of the one here. And it also only needs not get in there. And then I can get rid of that. And now let's just make sure this is all done with the high enough priority. And now the rad bolt generator should be only turned on if any rad bolts are required for the material study terminal. Okay, that's done. How is it looking up here at the polluted water geyser? I still need to clean this up, but we are almost filled. 1 or 2 more cycles. This one here is also getting ahead quite nicely, so we should soon be able to at least close this one here. And that's a wrap, so I can now close this one here up. And let's have a look. How is it looking here? Yeah, we can also close this up. Yeah, I need a way up still. Let's for now just place one here. And yeah, we don't have that little issue. So, I also noticed we have space here on the side, which is a bit unusual, but yeah. This whole asteroid is tilted to the right 90 degrees anyway, so it's not too much of a surprise. Yeah, so what do I want to do next is, yeah, I might as well dig out this biome here, and while I'm at it, also this biome here, so I get some more igneous rock, because I'm currently a bit low, and I'm going to need lots and lots of that pretty soon. And here we go. So now we're getting our Germany polluted water from the top and the somewhat hot salt water from the right. I had to change the direction of this pipe since it was the wrong way around, but now everything is working properly. Which means we now have finally tamed the saltwater geyser here, and the polluted water went over there. I'm also already digging out all of this here, and we are looking much better already with the igneous rock. Very nice indeed. So, with that done, let's have a look over to our Hydra and liquid storage, because there is still one piece missing in the middle. We're getting polluted water and salt water here, but the Hydra needs clean water. So we have to add a purification floor. I'm going to start with a water sieve out of gold amalgam, since this might get a bit warm here. And I'm just going to add it right there. And then I need 2 desalinators. Looked around, then one here, one there. Now for the piping. This one here is for the brine. And this one here will be for the salt water. I'm adding a bit of a distance here so I can put in a cooling loop a bit later. Then I'm just going to need to go up here for the polluted water. And then with the clean water straight up. Like so. And I'm just going to put the outputs straight up like this here. Although I might want to keep the connections open for now until the water reservoir here is completely empty, although this is not taking too long. There is not too much left in there. So anyway, next step is setting up those liquid valves here. The first thing is setting the priority high, so they will be done soon. Now, this one is for the brine. I don't have a source for brine, so this is turned off. The next one is the saltwater, and the saltwater has an output of, at average, 26.8 grams. So I'm going to put this in here, 26.8. And then this one here is for the polluted water. I already did the calculations for adding the output of the polluted water vent and the cool slush geyser. And if I didn't miscalculate, then that is a total of 4795.6 grams. And the water is at the moment just a combination of the two cool steam vents, and comes to a total of 3204.4 grams in this case here. Now I need to get my dupes in there, so let me for now just disconnect here. That should force the door open, and my dupes should be able to get in here and set this properly. We're not yet done here though, because for one it looks better as a room, so I'm going to add just a wall to either side, and then it also needs some automation. So let's start with, this was the wrong button. So let's start with a couple auto streamers, one here and one here. Then I want a conveyor loader, one here and another one there, and then a storage bin right here. Now everything needs to be powered, and the power for all of this is coming from here. So let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's just, this is going to be a bit tricky. Let's go up here. Yeah, that's looking better. Yeah, that is looking quite nicely. I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put the output of those conveyor loaders. I'm just placing them for a bit later. And that's the purification floor done. I also set the storage bin already to only accept sand as a filtration medium for the water sieve. And you know what? I'm also going to connect those already. So since they are set up in a way that there is still a bit of flow from over here, so I shouldn't run into any issues with that. And at some point, once this here is truly empty, I can start getting rid of all of that. But that's something for a later episode. So with that said, last part here, yeah, we can now get rid of this part. It's not needed anymore. And next time I think we are going to concentrate on setting up another liquid storage and maybe digging a bit more into all of this black gold over here. But for now we are pretty much done with what I planned for this episode here. So what did we manage? Well, quite a lot. We set up and properly filled in this quadruple infinite liquid storage. We also hooked it up to the proper piping for the filtered line and the direct lines from the vents. We tamed another cool steam vent. We tamed a polluted water vent. We also tamed a saltwater geyser. And finally we set up a purification floor, so we can turn all of the polluted water and salt water we are getting now into usable water for our Hydra. And with that, we've reached the actual end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and comment if you did so. It really helps with the algorithm. Independent of that, I wish you a nice day, and well, see you.